Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. Something sounds a little funny here, but welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until around 5 o'clock. Till around 5 o'clock. Oh, I've been so busy, so busy. I mean, even today, I've been exceptionally busy. I literally looked up at 2:39. 2:39. I looked up and I said, "Oh my goodness, I gotta go do the show. I gotta go do the show." Because I just been so busy. Let me make sure I got everything up here. We're there. And all right, yeah, I looked up. It was 2:39. I was in the middle of doing what I was doing. I said, I got to go do the show. So I just ran down here and kind of put everything up. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Good afternoon. And I'm glad to be seen. I know I missed Monday and Tuesday. Was I on Friday? I feel like I might have missed Friday too. But I know I missed Monday and Tuesday just working, but that particular part of the project is over. So I probably won't be, or at least it's over for now. I probably won't be in Dayton doing things for a minute. Oh, hold on. I just heard my phone go off. I just heard it. I don't know where. I might have left it. I might have left the phone. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Uh, uh, all right. I'm back. I'm back. Whew. Oh, my goodness. But welcome back to the show. Come on in. You know how we do. If you come in, say hello to me. That's really all I ask of you. Come in, say hello, and kind of let me know where you're checking in from. All right. That's about all I ask. Uh, Ricky. Ricky, good afternoon. He's checking in from Ricky. It says Rick Owens. I don't know where I got Ricky. I don't know where I got Ricky. Rick checking in from Coleraine. Good afternoon, Rick. We got Dwayne in the house checking in from Mount Airy. It's good to be seen. It's good to be seen. I've been working. I've been working. We got Erica checking in from Reading. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Erica. We got and Dwayne said Mount Airy. Hold on. Let me see. There's a few things that I want to discuss. Quintano says, "What's up?" From Dayton Street. Not Dayton. I got nervous. Like, Dayton, did you see me while I was up there? Andrea in the house, checking in from Gulf Manor. Good afternoon, Andrea. Good afternoon. Oh, I don't know if I officially said good afternoon, Quintano. Good afternoon. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. I'm having a decent day. I mean, I got that bad news about Doris Carter. That's the lady who used to be the receptionist at the Buzz. That's her actual name, Doris Carter. I know some people felt the way about Gestapo and all that kind of stuff, and she kind of didn't like that name. She didn't. She wasn't too thrilled about being called that. I heard a few heated discussions about that, so I never called her that. Her name, Doris Carter, and Doris was a nice, well, you know, she was nice to me. Doris was a good lady. She was a good lady, and she was hilarious. Well, hold on. Let me walk some of that back, but just a little bit. Doris was a no nonsense person. Doris had a job to do, and Doris did her job, and she did it well. And sometimes that job made her not necessarily be exceptionally friendly to people. you have to understand, you know what I'm saying, when you are the gatekeeper, the literal gatekeeper, sometimes you have to tell people you can't come in here. You can't do that. You can't sit there. You can't do that in here. That was her job. And, some people didn't appreciate it, but she did her job and she did it well. And when I had to back off, she was funny. She was funny. But the funniest thing about Doris was her laugh. Me and a couple of other people said, look, if I ever decide to go do stand up, if I ever decide to go do, they have an open mic or something like that. If I ever decide to go do an open night, Doris is going to be there in the front row because she had a particular kind of sense of humor. And when she laughed, everybody knew something was funny because she laughed hard, she laughed loud, she laughed energetically, and it was absolute. And me and Doris would just sit. Well, I can say this now because I don't work there no more. Me and Doris would sit there for hours, and just talk and laugh and laugh and laugh. So yeah, I talked to Doris not too long ago. I said it was last week, but it might not have been last week. It might have been week before last. And, we talked about her grandkids. And of course, she wanted to hear about the little baby because, she met the little baby a few times. And so, of course, she wanted to hear about the little baby. She always talked about, she always had a problem finding the show. How do I watch your show? Emmanuel, I'm always trying to look for your show. I see it on Facebook, but I don't know how to get it. I used to be like, Doris, if you see it on Facebook, then you know how to get it. But yeah, I absolutely am sad to hear that Doris Carter passed away this morning. And my condolences go out to her family, and just it's sad to hear. But I mean, such is life. People do pass away. That doesn't make it any less sad. But for the family, just to know, I don't even know if that make a difference. I'm trying to think, like when my mom passed, was somebody else thinking about her? No, I was just consumed with my own sadness. And then later on, it became a little more important, if you want to call it important, that other people held her in high esteem. But I just, prayers for the family. And yeah, just rest in peace, Doris Carter. She was fun. She was hardworking. She absolutely loved her family. Like she couldn't stop talking about that granddaughter because she finally got one. Because she had all, grandkids. It was all boys. And when she finally got that granddaughter, she couldn't stop talking about it. She was thrilled. And she kept in touch. Like Doris would call me just out of nowhere, and I would be like, "Oh, it's Doris. I'm so busy. I ain't got time. Doris, I'm busy, but make sure you call me back. I'm gonna call you back." And then she might call me back 10 minutes later. I just wanted to make sure you got my number. Doris, I got your number because you just called me, but I knew it was you. Your name came up. All right, make sure you call me back. And I would call her back, and we would just have a good time talking. Probably me and Doris would always talk at the very least for about an hour. At the very least for about an hour. And it was just always the grandkids, what the heck is going on, with my show and what is going on at the station, and just laughs. So yeah, I'm really gonna miss Doris. Uh, Reaching out and being able to reach out to her and just talk to her. I'm really gonna miss Doris. Yeah, well, she would always talk about those grandkids. Hold on, let me get back to my good afternoons. I kind of cut off. I started talking about Doris. I think I said good afternoon to Andrea from Gulf Manor. Brandy, greetings, Brandy. Rachel says condolences for Doris Carter's family. Yes. Janice says, yikes, I was actually shocked as I was scrolling and you were here. Yes. I've been busy. I've been busy. I'll tell y'all a little bit about it. Got Vincent. Vincent in the house, checking in from Forest Park. Good afternoon, Vincent. Excuse me. Vincent in the house, checking in. Got Lonzo. Lonzo, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Lonzo. We got David. Good afternoon, David. Hebron. All right. Brent in the house. Brent checking in from Dallas, Texas. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Brent. Pamela. Pamela, good afternoon, Pamela. She's checking in from North Avondale. We got Black Russian checking in from Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. All right, good afternoon. He's traveling. Tria, she did it right. She said, "Hey, King," and everyone. See, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. She know what she's doing. Checking in from Columbia Township. Good afternoon, Tria. Brenda says hi. Hi from Fairfield. Will, yeah, absolutely. We got Anthony in the house. Good afternoon. Oh, and good afternoon, Will, as well. Anthony, good afternoon. Nikki says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Kenneth, as always, says, great day, powerful people, and great day to you too, powerful Black man. All right. I don't why did I say that so aggressively? I don't know, because I felt it aggressively. I don't know why. It sounds like Doris was the Buzz's version of a head usher. Doris was a good, funny lady. Let's see. Sean says, good afternoon from the ATL. Good afternoon, Sean. Good afternoon. We got Lewis in the house. Good afternoon, Lewis. Janice says, it is good and comforting for the family to know that others are thinking of their loved one. Yeah, that's just how I was just trying to think about me when my mom passed in that first however long. I wasn't thinking about nobody else. I was thinking about how sad I was, and I was with my brothers and sisters, so I was thinking about them. But that's it. I didn't care what nobody else thought. In that first, that initial kind of shockwave. But different people, different. Different people are different. Pamela say Miss Doris didn't play about that front door. I sent my husband to pick up some tickets I won. She wouldn't give him the tickets. She made me fax a copy of my driver's license and then told me to call back and tell what color my shirt was on the license. She had in her mind this, what not had in her mind. She knew this is what is supposed to happen. And I'm going to make sure that happens. And if people like it, cool. And if they don't, cool. But what nobody walking away with your tickets, Pamela, but somebody that you authorized to walk away with those tickets. And that's what you want. That's what you want. Sabrina says, good afternoon, Facebook, and afternoon experiment family from Kentucky. Good afternoon, Bree. Good afternoon. Preston says, had to turn my notifications on. Good. Let me see. And she was adamant about making sure she got her full lunch hour. Yes, she was. Oh, yes, she was. You couldn't beat Doris. Couldn't beat Doris. I really am sad about Doris. And again, a part of it is because she was that kind of person. Like, she kept in touch, which sounds strange, but it's a lot of people that I've worked with who, we was cool. We still cool, but we don't really reach out to each other like that. She wasn't one of them people. She gonna call you. She gonna see how you doing. She gonna talk to you. She gonna, you know what I'm saying? She knew everything about, well, not everything, but she knew about me. She knew about Mrs. Livingston. She would actually sometimes just be like, give Mrs. Livingston the phone. And her and Mrs. Livingston, who they didn't even know each other. Her and Mrs. Livingston would talk for a half hour. And then I'd have to be like, hold on, this is my call. You know what I'm saying? Give me the phone back. But they, in that way, they got to know each other because she was just that interested in, it wasn't just I'm a talk and you listen to me talk about me. She was interested in you and what was going on in your life, and getting to know the people around you. So yeah, her and Mrs. Livingston would sit there and take up half of my call, just talking and laughing. I'd be like, I'm here. Like, how y'all making jokes about me? I'm right here. I can hear you. And Doris would always crack up when I would say that. So yeah, again, Doris, rest in peace. Condolences to her family. And yeah. Oh, all right. Now, look, here is one thing that I did not get the opportunity to talk about. I did not get the opportunity to talk about. Hold on, let me pull it up. The dude who, and I saw the video, the dude who got shot and killed because he said on his grandmama, if that lady said one more word, he was going to knock her out. And then he proceeded to try to knock her out. He gets shot and killed by, what was it, her son. And I know y'all probably done talked about this to death. But I was thinking about it. And different people, I know a lot of people have a lot of different feelings on it. A lot of people have a lot of different feelings on it. And I respect everybody's opinion. I know different people think different ways. And of course, as usual, I'm conflicted. Because there is one part of me that understands. There's one part of me that understands. Hold on. You hitting, what? And I got a gun on me? You might get shot. But there's another part of me that's like, is that really a case of kill somebody? Like, okay, the dude was wrong. I don't remember his name. Y'all all know who I'm talking about. He was wrong. You can be punching some lady in the store. You'll be punching no lady in the store, in the restaurant. He was wrong. No doubt about it. I think I would have preferred to have seen, not seen, but for the son to step in and try to physically handle it without the gun, as opposed to the loss of life is sad to me. Loss of life is sad to me. And he's alive, E-Man. I'm pretty sure the story I read, he got shot and killed. See, y'all be making me second guess the stuff that I read. By the way, the guy was wailing on the mother. Yes, he was. He got what he got. He did get what he got. Everyone knows you leave parents, especially mothers and kids, alone. Let me see. Wasn't the kid 14? You wanted a 14-year-old to get beat up with his mama? I don't want nobody to get beat up. I don't want nobody to get killed. I don't want nobody to get beat up. I don't want nobody to get killed either. I understand. Look, he got what he got. He did. He got what he got. That's your mama. He got to go. I'm not sure. And the last report that I saw where someone says, and I didn't actually read this, but someone says, because they were charging them. But now they're out and they're not being charged. And they say that the mother is talking about suing. The mother's talking about suing for false arrest. And hold on a second. Let me see if I can get the phones up here. in case someone calls. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. And I see the jokes. I see the jokes. He went in for a burger. He came out with wings. I see those jokes. I don't know, y'all. I don't necessarily like feel sympathy for him. I feel sympathy for us. I feel sympathy that this is what we come to, and we look at that as that's the way to handle that situation. There are no other options. That's the way that we want to say to people, if you somewhere and someone physically attacks, let's just limit it to your mama. Somebody punch your mama. The way to handle that is to shoot them, kill them. That's what we saying. I hate that it come to that. I hate that it come to that. Nikki said, how is it false arrest if you left the scene of a crime? I think they were going to charge him, with like murder or manslaughter or something like that. That was what they were going to charge him with. Here, with regard to the incident, as I know it, because somebody's on here saying that the dude ain't dead, even though I'm pretty sure the dude is dead. But the idea that they should have been arrested. Clearly, they should have been arrested. Even for me, this is a whole different incident, but I'm tying it in a little bit. If y'all remember the dude, I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was a dude. He came in, he was robbing everybody. He had what looked like a real gun, and one of the patrons actually had a real gun. The dude kind of looked like he was about to try to walk out the door, and dude got up and he shot him, killing him. He went over there and then he realized it was a fake gun. I think even that dude should have been arrested and processed. You let him go. You know what I'm saying? But I think if you shoot somebody just out in the street, for the most part, I think you should be taken in. Look at the circumstances, but take them in, process them, question them, and then if the right thing to do, just let them go, and then you let them go. I don't think nobody should just shoot somebody in the street, in a restaurant, whatever, get caught, and be like, oh, I think it was justified. All right, we'll see you later. Even if you think it was justified, I think people should still be taken in, questioned, processed, and released. I'm not sure how that suit is going to work. Oh, he was saying that I'm okay. All right. That's what he was saying. He alive. Like, oh, Emanuel, he alive. Okay. So he wasn't saying that guy. Okay. You confused me because I'm like, I know when I read. So, okay. Got you. Anthony says, you must evaluate the situation. This was a woman and a 14-year-old boy. The man was bigger and more powerful. No way she or her son could have dealt with him on a hand-to-hand level. Preston says she's probably going to win her case. I don't see how. Princess Flower says, I would have jumped on his back. Because that's my question. All right, if there was no gun present, what do you do? Big giant dude wailing on your mama. I mean, he not big giant because he was a slender dude. So it ain't like he was like 6'5", 360 pounds of pure muscle. But okay, from a 14-year-old perspective, this big giant, strong dude is wailing on my mama. I don't have a gun. What do? Maybe you try that first. Princess Flower said, I would have jumped on his back. Maybe you try something else first. But you know, I'm not in this situation. So I'm not necessarily saying that dude was wrong. That the 14-year-old, I'm not necessarily saying it was wrong. It's just sad to me. The whole thing is just sad to me. Will says there's nothing to figure or debate about, though, man. You protect your mother, wife, and children at all costs. But do you have to shoot everybody that raise a hand to them? I'm not saying don't protect them. But you got to shoot everybody that raise a hand to them? Oh, you hit my mama, pow. That's the solution. Ain't it steps before pow? Or should it be? Or have we just gotten to a position where, hey, pow is the solution? Pow is the solution. Quintano talking about the mama says she should just leave well enough alone. Y'all out. They not going to charge y'all. Let it go. I don't know. Something just happened. I missed a call from CK. How did I miss a call from CK? CK, I see where you called, but it didn't ring. Call back. I heard the thing. Maybe that's the problem. Hold on. All right. All right. Call back, CK. I heard you. And I'll hear you when you call back. I had a button that wasn't pushed. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Quintano. Like at this point, you just leave well enough alone. Because while they didn't charge you, I think they could probably find something potentially to charge you with. So at this point, you out. They're not going to charge you. Go on and live your life. Go on and live your life. But we at the point now where POW is the appropriate first response. Will says, yeah, that's cool and all, but you got to go. We ask questions and handle the law later. All right. Ray says, yeah, I'm sorry, but dude had to go, bro. Okay. Again, I'm not here to tell y'all wrong. I'm telling y'all I'm conflicted. Because there is a part of me to feel like, hey, so what? He got shot. He brought that on himself. There's another part of me that's like, this is where we are in society. This is where we are. And at least in Ohio, everybody can walk around with a gun now. Oh, hold on. I see CK calling in. CK?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I was listening to your show, man. I was listening to your show. You were talking about the shot down man in Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
No S on that neither. I've been working on it. They say ain't no Illinois. It's Illinois. That was one of them Chicago residents told me.
All right.
Yeah. And man, this was freaking devastating. You got to go. You see, that's one of them crimes where if, like you said, let's say a gun wasn't involved, right? You would be saying that fool need to die for what he did.
Would I?
See, that's one of them. They'll be like, I wish somebody would have had a gun. See, because that he was throwing haymakers. He was throwing Tito Trinidad, Mike Tyson. He was throwing vicious blows.
Let me hold on. Let me be clear. He was 100% out of line. He was more than out of line. Like out of line, don't even cover it. Like he was completely 100%. As far as I'm concerned, he was unhinged, out of control, out of line, disrespectful. Anything negative that you can think of. Yes, he was. But does that necessarily mean he should be dead?
Yes, because I'm gonna explain why he should die for that. You got to put yourself in his shoes. Like, look, I done told this bitch. She say one more thing, I'm gonna break her jaw. Now put yourself in that mind state. If you thinking like that and you really gonna back that up, what you saying, you ready to die. Because you got to think when you throwing them haymakers, you know that's somebody's mama. You know that's somebody's daughter, sister. And they coming back for vengeance. That ain't nothing that you gonna just let slide. They gonna come hunt you down on a premeditation murder. Even if you do get away with it. They're gonna be like, okay, who is that? We gotta find that dude. We gotta kill him. See, that's one of those murders that you're gonna get sought out for. You know, and like you said, his crime was so violent, the law didn't even care about his ass. They say, man, drop the charges, man. You see how he hitting that girl? That's what you gotta that's what you gotta think about. The law didn't even care about that man's life. They say, man, you see how he hitting that woman? He got to go. And that's why you beat cases like that, because now the judges, the prosecutors, they sympathize with the mother and the son more than they sympathize with the victim of the homicide.
I understand it. It still saddens me that what I'm hearing, not just from you, but from a lot of people, from a lot of the comments, is that the way to handle someone being violent is to shoot and kill them. That's the way you handle a violent person.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
remember, we had examples our whole life, especially when you punching people this don't just go for women. You gonna die. Tupac died punching a dude he didn't know. King Von died punching a dude he didn't know. Because they thought you could just do that. No, this is gun heaven. America is gun heaven. So when you out there throwing them blows, no, it's a good chance gunshots is coming behind it. So it's you got to protect yourself. So if you out here throwing them haymakers, somebody gonna shoot you, man.
And look, CK, I'm not even necessarily saying that I wouldn't have done the same thing. I don't know what I would have done. I really do pray I'm never put in that situation. I really do. So I mean, I can't say like, boy, this is what I wouldn't have did it. I would have did this or that. I can't say that. I just, even if I accept that I would have did the same thing, it still make me sad that I have to think about doing that same thing. Like I really do value life. Don't carry your weapon in. Even ignorant people's lives, even disrespectful people's lives. I value life.
You shouldn't carry no concealed weapon if you value it that much. You got to be willing to deal with the consequences without it, because in that situation you put in no choice but to fire off on them, because you got a gun on you. See somebody like you or me might be thinking like, damn, I wish I didn't even bring my gun out, because I gonna have to shoot this dude. Look how he punched my mom. You know what I mean?
I understand. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying, it's sad.
Yeah, it was definitely sad, but it's just a valuable lesson we got to learn. And I seen it in the boy. He didn't want to shoot, but he felt no choice, because he was coming with them haymakers. Like, are you serious?
He was out of line.
Jesus. And they show you black women, you can't knock them out. They just got the toughest chin. Like, man, hitting haymakers. I bet you dude, he would have knocked out some dudes with them. Them black women, it's like I be seeing them. I seen this girl at McDonald's take a haymaker from like a 6'2", 250 dude, and she came back. I'm like, damn, kind of chin they got. But yeah, man, I
Well,
don't
maybe
know, man.
somebody should have been in McDonald's to murder him.
Hell yeah, yeah. Hey, I mean, I know her daddy thinks of her family, but wasn't nobody there when she was just an employee. But she didn't even do no violence to him though, Emmanuel. That was just talking. He did that off of words. I could see if she like spit in his face or something. I mean, that was just totally words that he did that off of, right?
You're right. Again, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I don't necessarily disagree with other people. I just think it's sad that that's where we are now. And not just that. It's sad that we got people, that guy, who are so disrespectful and just don't care. Like his level of, I don't care that you're a woman. I don't care that you somebody's mama. I don't care that, I don't care. You say one more word, I'm gonna knock you out. That mentality, it's not, it exists, and it's, how do you get to that point? How do you, and somebody was saying, they're sad for his family, and because he's got kids, and these are the people, when I be talking about parents, in my mind, I don't know, he might have been the best father in the world, but in my mind, this was probably the way that he was going to raise his kids to be, because he didn't see no problem with it. None.
Yeah, ain't no getting past that with that action you do. You know how hot it is? You're going to have, like, say he do get away with it, her son wasn't there. You're going to have the law after you, the cameras on you, and you're going to have the streets after you, too. That's shot down. So it's like, I don't know what you said. He said on his grandma. That's what he did that on, his grandma.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And that's the people, I don't like when people say that. Oh, I put this on my mama or my mama's mama. Man, stop. Why you got to put everything on something? Just say what you got to say. But he didn't put it on his grandma, so now he got to live by what he said. He ain't got to put that on grandma. Grandma ain't got nothing to do with that beating. You just let that stuff go and walk away, because I feel that if you're doing that to somebody, especially a woman, you ready to die, because there's so many consequences that come along with that. So many. And he had to deal with the consequences on site. I'm like, man, I wanted to talk to you about this, man. I had to holler at you about this, because I say this right up Emanuel Livingston alley. He got to talk about this. In Chicago, African American people.
I'm sad, man. I'm just, I appreciate your call, CK.
I appreciate you, brother. Keep up the good work.
All right. That's CK. I'm just sad that it's got to come to that. That's where we are. Sounds crazy, but that's where we are. Somebody asked, Janice. Janice says, I'll put it up there. How could the original confrontation have been de-escalated? What started the original confrontation? Just asking, because I don't know the whole story. You know what? I've watched the video a few times. I don't know what started the whole thing. I know that him and the woman were kind of going back and forth. And he got to the point where he was tired of hearing whatever it was she had to say. And I want to say, was he saying, just take your food or whatever? And if you say, oh, my grandmama, if you say if I hear one more word, I'm knocking you out. How could it have been de-escalated? I guess she could have stopped talking. Well, she got a right to talk. I guess she could have, if I'm remembering correctly, she could have got her food and left. Well, she had a right to be there. But just how could it have been de-escalated? Anybody could have walked away. In that situation, either of them could have walked away or just stop talking to not escalate the situation. But I don't know that that's human nature. I don't know that that's human nature. I was thinking about it today. And I say, if I'm in a situation where somebody and we going back and forth about whatever, especially when they start hollering, if you say one more word, I'm not walking away from that, probably. I'm not walking away from that. And I don't know if that's a lack of maturity on my part. There is something in me to say, oh, you're not about to punk me out. You're not about to punk me out. Walking away might be the most mature thing to do. You say one more, oh my grandmama, you say one more word, I'm knocking you out. My mind, this is not the way my mind processes that. You know what? I could tell this guy's really upset. I don't want to get into a physical altercation. I just wanted to make my point. To de-escalate this, let me just shut up and walk away. Let him feel like he won and, just go on about my day. My brain doesn't process like that. It's the lack of maturity, maybe. But my brain, I'm not going to physically attack nobody, but I'm not about to run. Well, I mean, if you got a gun, I'm probably going to run. But just talking and you going to put hands on me, I'm not about to run. Whatever about to happen. But you're not telling me to shut up. So how could it have been de-escalated? It sounds bad to say it out loud. And maybe the words that I'm using sound bad. But she could have shut up. She could have walked away. Or he could have shut up. Or he could have walked away. That's how it could have been de-escalated. But I don't know that it's not in my nature. And I don't know if that's a lack of maturity on my part. And I'm not even necessarily, I don't have to know nobody in the restaurant. She's like, oh, you worried about what people gonna say? I don't know nobody in this restaurant. I don't know what they gonna say. I don't care what they gonna say. Like, oh, you punked him out and they gonna high five each other when I walk away. Well, I don't care. I'm not shutting up because of what they say. I'm not shutting up because of me. So your ego, yeah, that's what it is. It's my ego. I'm not caring about what other people say. My ego is involved now. Nate says violence has won. Dr. King is rolling over in his grave. I don't know that people actually roll over in their graves when things happen that they would not have agreed with when they were alive. But I understand what you're saying. We're living in the last days of the Wild Wild West. The Western movie shows you the people are crazy. Ben says, keep your damn hands to yourself. A grown man can kill a woman with his hands. Stop being foolish. What's foolish about what I'm saying? What's foolish about what I'm saying? By the way, a grown woman can kill a man with their hands too. If that woman and her son are right, then so was George Zimmerman. You have to explain that one to me. Explain that one to me. Hold on, I'm scrolling. I'm well behind on comments. Let me just catch up. Lewis says he not calling you foolish, man. He absolutely was. Being submissive sometimes gets you beat up and gives the aggressor more juice. Yeah, yeah. Will says, I've been in situations where I wanted to slap a woman in the yesteryear, but I always just think how it's not even worth me going through the consequences afterwards, morally and legally. All right. But overall, y'all feeling this, because somebody said it on here. Hold on, let me go back. If I can find it real quick. Somebody said, well, I can't find it. But basically, if you put your hands on somebody, you deserve to die. If you put your hands on somebody, you deserve to die. And I guess that's just where we are. I guess that's just where we are. I don't like it. I don't like it. Again, I understand it. I understand it because a part of me, that's why I say I'm conflicted. Because a part of me understands it. A part of me agrees with it. If you put your hands on me, you've escalated whatever it is to the point of physical violence, then I got a right to defend myself up to and including your death. And I get to decide the steps. So I understand that. Princess says, you don't deserve to die because you put your hands on someone. Well, I understand. Maybe not the way they said it. I understand it in the sense that if you put your hands on me, like I said, I got a right to defend myself up to and including your death. That's why I don't run around putting my hands on people. I can't say, well, we was arguing, which is verbal, and then I crossed it into the level of physical by hitting somebody, but that person was wrong for then crossing it into the next level of deadly violence. Anthony says, if I ain't bothering you and you put hands on me, you get what you get. Again, I understand that. This is where we are. Like, these are not theoretical conversations anymore. These are actual conversations that we having in part because of, how widely available firearms are, how disrespectful people can be, how there is a culture of violence. Now, again, I don't believe that the overwhelming majority of, in particular, Black people are running around being violent towards each other. So we still just talking about a small group of people. But when you come into contact with one of that small group of people, you got some decisions to make. Hey, didn't you spend part of the last few weeks talking about how people want you to help people you don't know stop the violence? Aren't some of those same people now saying violence and murder are okay if you lose a fist fight? Well, that's exactly what they're saying, which is why when everybody talking about, oh, the community, the whole community had to do this, I really kind of blow some of them off, most of them off. Because it all depends on what's going on that moment. What did the video show? How angry did we get at the person, at the victim watching the video? If we was real angry at the person who got shot, then it's okay. If we wasn't real angry with the person who got shot, it had to be another way. We need to stop this. It's what schizophrenic is I believe what they call that. One day we got to stop the violence. The next day we got to murder people. Who is this? Punk blanks nowadays beating women the hell up. Total madness. Agreed. Now hold on. Little scenario here. Emanuel, say you in Walmart and somebody hitting little baby like that. You going to war. I'm probably grabbing them off a little baby. My my first instinct ain't gonna be pull out my gun and kill them. I just want them to stop hurting that little baby. That's my first instinct. Get them off. And whatever happens from there, happens. Now, if I did end up doing something, I understand people would be like, did you see the way that they was hitting that little baby? And people would say it was justified. So, I understand it, but I would like to think that my first instinct wouldn't be kill him. Dwayne says that is the definition of a in moment, according to the show The Boondocks. It could have been easily resolved, but egos get in the way. And they do. And we all have one. And, some of us, I guess, have ours more in check. I like to think I could walk away from a lot of stuff. I like to think I could, what I'm saying? People say fly stuff to me all the time. I get attacked verbally all the time. Walk away. Some of the stuff that people say, probably y'all would be like, you should have murdered him. I'm not doing that. People threaten me, all of that stuff. Now, I'll stand there, I'll debate with you, I'll argue with you, I'll whatever with you. You told me, if you tell me, if you say one more word, I'm knocking you out. You get ready to knock me out. Because at that, even if I wanted to shut up, I'll just tell you about me. If I was ready to shut up and turn and walk away, I had stopped talking and turned to walk away. And you say one more word, I'm knocking you the F out. I'm probably turning around saying, if nothing else, one more word. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Could it have been de-escalated? Sure. E-Man, I always want to have the political correct answer. What is the political correct answer? What does that even mean? But what's the political correct answer? I'm just sharing my thoughts. If you don't agree with me, why don't you call in? Oh, you're not gonna do that. See, that's the definite. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say. I was about to say something and I caught myself. The word was almost out and I put it back in. See, that's maturity. That's maturity. Back in the day, women used to get a pass from getting beat up or even shot and killed. Women get more passes. E-Man, you agree? I'm not sure. because I'm not 100% sure what you're saying. Yes, back in. See, I'm not even one. Look, I don't believe people should put their hands on people. Period. I believe even stronger, slightly stronger, because it's people across the board. But men shouldn't be putting their hands on women. If she talking and talking and talking, don't put your hands on her. You know, same for a dude, but don't put your hands on her. Should women get like a little extra pass? Sure. That don't mean like a total 100% pass. I don't mean 100% pass, but this don't even venture into that area. That lady wasn't physically threatening him. Talking, no person should put their hands on another person for words that they said. Maybe unless it's an actual threat that you believe to be credible. But other than that, just words, no. No. No, I'm not going to say it, Tria. I'm not going to say it. What is this? You went live on Lindsay Bowler and was ready to go night. Okay, that's just somebody saying nonsense. But yeah, no, I'm a Jason says, I haven't met one black woman that you're going to tell, say one more word in its own, and they shut up. Ray says, Emmanuel, you never heard of don't let your mouth write a check that your A can't cash. Well, maybe your A can cash it then. You know, we all got guns now. Let's what based on what y'all saying, let's just skip the middleman. Let's for real go back to the wild, wild west. Cause the way y'all talking, you know, don't let your A write a check that don't let your mouth write a check that your A can't cash. So I say something, write that check. Now you want to get physical with me. Well, I got my gun. So since you're trying to get physical with me, I respond by murdering you. And that's justified. That's okay. It's the way it should be. Don't put your hands on nobody. And if you do, you deserve to die. Y'all saying that. Y'all saying that today. So I say something you don't like. You put your hands on me. You deserve to be murdered. So then let's just skip the middleman. I'm mad at you. I'm going to say something to you. I know I'm going to say something to you that you ain't going to like. I know you probably going to respond in a violent way. So I'm going to have to pull out my gun and deal with you. We skipping the middleman. I'm mad at you. Blam. Problem solved. Don't y'all understand that that's where this leads? That's what we kind of see going on in these streets. What y'all slow walking it. Some people are already where y'all slow walking and y'all saying, oh, that's wrong. We need to stop that. Oh, we need to stop that. But y'all cool with the first steps and the 5 steps to getting there. Well, no, we already passed the first. Y'all cool with step number 3 that leads us there in 5 steps. Y'all want that to stop, but y'all saying, yeah, let's keep going in that direction. Nate says, let me explain the George Zimmerman reference, please. Dude basically claimed Trayvon hit him, so he was justified in killing him. Okay. People are saying that the 14-year-old is justified in chasing the man who hit his mama and shooting him in the back. Okay. I guess I see where you're going with it. And it's kind of like what I'm saying. If the idea is, because again, this is the end result. The end result, what we see, what some people are doing out in these streets. I'm mad at you, so I'm gonna shoot you. They just skipping those other 5 steps. They skipping the confrontation, the argument, the physical fight, the self-defense. They going right to step number 5, shooting. And yeah, we don't like that when we see it. We don't like that. Stop. We got to stop this violence. It's needless. It's senseless. Shouldn't happen. Just because somebody get mad at you and somebody step on your shoe or somebody mess with your woman or somebody say something you don't like, you shouldn't shoot them. But what should you do? Well, you should confront them. And then if they confront you back, then if they put their hands on you, then you should kill them. We cool with that. Yes, yes. But what did it all stem from? Somebody was mad at somebody. Preston says, we're talking about a child walking in on his mother being beaten that can scar you for life. That's not what people were talking about. People said there was I don't have the exact quote. I guess I could go back and find it. But somebody said, if you put your hands on somebody, you deserve to die. That was independent of the mama situation. That was anybody who put their hands on another person deserved to die. That was said. So don't say, oh no, we talking about, maybe you talking about that. But that's not what everybody talking about. Rilo says, unfortunately, conflict resolution is easier said than done. And that's true. Because again, using my little analogy, if I'm arguing with you, Rilo, we heated, you calling me N's and B's, and I'm calling you N's and B's. I'm finished. I turn to walk away. I done said all I got to say. And you say one more word, I'm knocking you out. I really should just keep walking. I was done. There's no need to come back and say one more word. Now what? You know what I'm saying? That just escalates the situation. So you're right. It is easier to say than to do. Because I know me well enough to know I'm not walking away, even though that was my intention. Even though I should. It's 2023. And like a few people have said, you got to function as if everyone is armed and ready to shoot. That's how you have to function nowadays. So if Rilo says, you say one more word, I need to be thinking, all right, this dude probably got something. That's why he talking that big stuff, even though I'm walking away. He trying to bait me so that he'll have an excuse to shoot me. I need to just keep walking. But that's not in a lot of us. Can we have at least one day where nobody gets shot? I don't think so. I don't think we can. I'm not paying attention to just the comments on this. And we've gone from where it was justified for that boy to shoot that man to where anybody who put their hands on another person deserved to die in the span of less than an hour. And these are the reasonable people. I consider y'all the overwhelming majority of y'all. You know, I got like, I can think of right now 3 just people that I wouldn't say. I was about to do it again. But I pulled it back. I was about to say a word, a name. I pulled it back. I'm getting better. There are 3 people that I wouldn't group in reasonable people, but the rest of y'all, I would say y'all are reasonable. And y'all have still come to that same conclusion. Some of y'all. So when reasonable, again, you, the 68 of you that are watching right now, we not the ones out there in the streets shooting each other. We think, you know what I'm saying? Be honest, we think we better than that. But we on here thinking about it, saying that's the way that you handle problems. That's the way you handle violence. That's the way you handle somebody putting their hand. We are the reasonable people. And then we looking at what we consider to be the unreasonable people saying, what are they doing? Why are they out there shooting each other? What is going on? We as a community got to stop this. We, the reasonable people in the community, though, are saying, I would do it. So no, we can't have a day where nobody gets shot. Because even us, reasonable people, are looking at situations, almost looking for reasons to shoot people, even if right now it's just in our minds, hypothetically, theoretically. And we expect the not so reasonable people to be like, let's de-escalate. Let's get to conflict resolution. No. You're right, in hindsight, but in that moment, we resort back to how we are raised. And you remember your mama telling you, if someone touch you or try you, big or small, grab something and crack their head. I think I actually do remember my mama telling me that. I do think I remember her saying something along those lines. Reese says, walk away, you get shot in the back. People are crazy. That's true. So maybe we need to just avoid confrontation at all costs. I mean, I'll be honest, that's outside of this whole talk thing, which is where a good portion of my confrontations come from. And y'all know me. I'm not on here threatening people. I'm not on here saying bad stuff about people. I only talk about your mama if you started. You know what I'm saying? The overwhelming majority of y'all, I ain't never, not one time, thought about digging your dead mama up. Not once. So again, we're the reasonable people, and y'all don't know how many confrontations I've had over this. But outside of this, I avoid confrontations. Because like you said, I might be in what I think a perfectly innocent, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the right. You did something out of pocket, out of order. I'm kind of checking you, whatever. I'm in the right. And still end up getting shot. I'm not trying to do that to be right. So he dead. He was right, but he dead. That don't help me none. So yeah, I do. I avoid those confrontations. I have to be honest. I do slightly enjoy confrontation. I don't want to die for it, but I do slightly enjoy confrontation. I would prefer the confrontation. Actually, I would prefer no confrontation. I would prefer to be able to have a reasonable conversation, dialogue with someone where we hash out our differences. That's what I would prefer. Where we use logic and reason. We hash out our differences. There ain't a whole lot of people out there like that. John says, not worth it. People are popping off on the smallest things. Had to tell my wife to chill on her road rage. Yeah, I had to chill on mine too. Rilo says, since we agree, how do we resolve the issue? What's the solution? Look, y'all might think, I'm whatever, I'm a cynic, I'm a whatever. There is no solution because, again, the reasonable people are slowly walking to the point where, we're saying that's got to stop. That's got to stop. But us reasonable people are slowly getting to where they are, the stuff that we say got to stop. So what's the solution? The solution is everybody change their hearts and minds. Is that going to happen? No. There is no solution. This is going to happen. And it's going to get worse. It's going to happen and it's going to get worse. Well, the community, we got to come together and it's going to happen and it's going to get worse. There is no amount of coming together as a community that's realistically going to happen that's going to stop gun violence. It's just not going to happen. The solution is try not to get in confrontations. Assume everybody is armed and ready to kill you. Walk away from stuff. Try to de-escalate stuff. And be prepared to defend yourself. That's the solution. Do everything that you can to not get into a situation that could potentially turn into something. And we know an argument over something at the restaurant could potentially turn into something. So try to not get somebody cut in front of you at the restaurant. There's a line. I was here first. It was a what? You cut in line. Say one more thing, and oh my grandmama, I'm knocking you out. And then it's on. You know what I'm saying? So what's the solution to that? You just let everybody cut in front of you? Just cut in front of me. There ain't no solution. This is just where we are. Who are the three? You better not say I'm one of the three. I think the three know who they are. I'm 100% convinced that the three know who they are. My daddy said those exact words. I don't know what words because I'm behind on the comments, but your daddy, if he said what I said, was a wise man. If you can, walk away. If not, do what you have to do. All right. He trying to walk it back. I respect that. Walter says, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida. All right, I'll be in Jacksonville in September. The week of, probably about 2 weeks in September. September 23rd, I know I'll be there. That's my birthday, too. Got a show going on down there, September 23rd. Janice says, if I know y'all don't like the police. Hold on, let me pause you right there. Maybe they don't like the police. Some of my best friends are police. I've had police over my house for dinner. I like the police when they're not violating people's rights and, being overly aggressive, just to clear that up. But if I'm out at a public place and get into an unprovoked, dangerous situation, I will retreat to a safe place and call the police. I am not going to go up against some old, hard, crusty man or woman. All right. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to retreat and call the police. I think I'm working on retreat in the sense that, we going at it, whatever. And no, look, whatever, you win. No, you're right. You got it. And I'll walk away. A situation is going down. I'll try to remove myself from the situation. Not necessarily call the police. I'm trying to think of a situation where I would call the police. I'll be honest, I probably look at this wrong. I'm probably calling the police when the situation is over if I survived. If me and Walter, you was the name right there. If me and Walter got into it, and me, what I'm saying, and it got so heated that, we came to blows. And I feel like I was right. Maybe after I done beat Walter's ass. No, I can't even. Okay, say Walter bust a window out my car. Walter bust the window out my car. So me and Walter get into a fight. I'll probably call the police after the fight, win or lose. Because my window got busted. I need a police report of some sort to, get to my insurance company or, whatever. I need some record that something went down. So in case something else go down, there's a record that this happened and, then he went home and then they came to his house and I need some record. I think under those circumstances, I'm calling police. Other than that, I'm not sure that I'm calling police. And it's not because I don't like police. I've just never been one of those people that, the police need to handle it. I like to think I can handle it. Is that crazy? Am I crazy for that? Victoria says, talking about someone's deceased parents is triggering. Maybe you not do that. Picking a fight with me is triggering. And so I want to trigger you. So if you start saying things that's triggering to me, if I know something that's triggering to you, that's what I'm going to say. And because, you don't know a lot of people, I found that, that is one thing that is triggering. Almost universally. So that one is safe to go with. Now, if I know you enough, if I know something about you that's triggering, I'll go there first. But I'm kind of like y'all in this whole physical thing. Like, if you put your hands on somebody, you deserve to die. That's what y'all saying. I'm kind of like, if you come for somebody, they liable to say whatever. And who are you to say, that's out of line? No, it's not out of line. But you said it was out of line. Now you tell me which line I'm allowed to, how far out of line I'm allowed to go. No. Brent says, I got a whole lot more to live for than to wind up there off of some ego mess. Yeah, all right. Edward says, you must learn A soft answer turns away wrath. And where I don't think you've been around some of these people. I don't think you've been around some of these people. For some people, a soft answer generates more. Like some of the stuff that some of these people, even just on here, some of the stuff that some of these people say to me, if my response is, I love you anyway, all they gonna do is take it to the next level. They gonna take it to the next level. Well, I don't mind what you say because I know that's not true. They gonna take it to the next level. Sometimes that work with, reasonable people. But like I said, you got about 3 people over here who are not reasonable people. Ernest want to know, is that how it started, cutting in line? Oh, I don't know how that started. I don't think necessarily that started by cutting in line. I was just saying that as an example. Reese. Reese says, Sign of the Times, one of my favorite songs, just like the days we're living in. All right. Walter says, when you come to Jacksonville, make sure you check in like they do in the hood. I'll probably be there in a couple weeks. I'll have to make a couple of trips down there before September. So I'll probably be there in a couple weeks. Oh, I'm so far behind on comments. Anthony says, I'm not walking anything back. I do want or look for trouble. Yet, if backed into a corner, I have no problem with giving someone what they ask for. So you want trouble. You look for trouble. And then okay. I'm not sure what that means. Got to ask yourself, if continuing in a heated argument is going to be productive. Has it ever? Yeah. Believe it or not, yes. I get into a lot of heated arguments. And a lot of times they're productive. Some I get into and they're not so productive. But yeah, no, a heated argument can be productive. If you got 2 reasonable people, because even reasonable people can get heated. Princess Flower says, words don't hurt me. They may not hurt you physically. Okay. I'm glad that that's the case. Brent says, triggering comments ain't de-escalating nothing. It's true. But I mean, look, I'm human. I think we're all human. And sometimes you not trying to de-escalate. I've been in situations where it's like, I don't really want them, but if you want it, let's go. Verbally, physically, whatever. I'm not here for that, but I'm in this mood. And if you want it, I'm going to give you all of it. Everybody not going to de-escalate. Robert says it's perfectly acceptable to take the high road. It might save a life. I reject that it's necessarily the high road, even though I think I understand what you're saying. I just reject that that's the high road. It's a different road. High road. Even though I understand what you're saying. Quintano says, what up with the shirts? That's interesting. I'm working on the shirts. That's why a lot of y'all wouldn't hear at 2:39. At 2:39, I looked up and I said, I gotta go get on the air. But what I was in the process of doing was the shirts. I got all the screens done. I got them on press. I got the shirts, or at least the ones that I'm gonna print, initially. I got the shirts that I'm gonna print initially. Of course, I got the ink, got the press ready. Soon as I finish here, well, when I finish here, I am gonna take a break because I've been up working on, like, I got the TikTok player shirts, I got the corporate shirts, another sample of another design, but that'll be done today. I got the Afro Latina shirts to do. I got the church shirts to do. So I'm working on 5 jobs right now. But the job that's first and most prominent, that'll be done first, is TikTok player. But I've been up since early this morning working on shirts. I'm ready to, as I say, push ink, but I'm going to take a break when I finish here. Probably for about 30 minutes. Oh, no, it's Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to take a break when I finish here, and then I'm going to go to Bible study. And then when I come home from Bible study, I'm doing no shirts. So the shirts will be done tonight. Got the screens and everything ready. I will pull out one of the screens and show y'all, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. It's not really a big surprise, but I'm about ready. Don't take my heat on the trip. I wouldn't do that. I watched a movie over the weekend starring the female Black Panther. It was a fictional Western set 5 years after the Civil War. At one point in the movie, someone wanted to gun down one of the bad guys. One of the good guys told him point blank, I have to take that off so I can read the rest of it. Told him point blank, if you kill him, I'll make sure you get hanged. My point is, even in the Wild Wild West, everybody knew you can't take the law into your own hands. Dude was wrong to punch her, period. No excuses. What people defending her won't say is she was dead wrong for having her son chase that man outside and shoot him in the back. All right. Let's see. Scroll. Reese want to know if he can get a senior discount. Taylor Swift shirts. No, I'm not licensed to print Taylor Swift shirts. If you do that, that's fine. There are people who print stuff that they're not licensed to print. They're not big enough to get caught, so they do it and they get away with it. I'm not trying to be that guy, because once I get licensed gear, if I find somebody printing and selling my designs, we got some legal problems. I want all the money you made from printing my designs. So I don't do that to other people. Let's see. Bible study. Yes, Bible study. You would love a Taylor Swift shirt. That seems like a burden for a 14-year-old. Can we get afternoon experiment merch? Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe I'll do some, because I did some just for me. I'll do some afternoon experiment shirts and put them up there. Sure. Why did the 14-year-old have a gun? Chicago. I didn't think you were going to be on again today. Either way, I'm here now. All right. Favorite whip shirts. Uh, uh, let me see. Let me see. Can the experiment OGs get a free shirt? we'll mull that over. Uh, Andrea says it was his mom's gun. Did Wyatt get you to make his Wyatt Live shirts? No, no. I there's a really good chance he had those printed a while ago. But either way, no, he didn't. But if he asked me, we could talk about it. I see a few people keep bringing up Lindsay. Boy, what's hilarious to me is it's again those few people who are not reasonable really wanted to see me get into a fist fight with Lindsay. What I look like getting into a fist fight with Lindsay, who's an older man? What I look like getting into a fist fight with Lindsay at the Urban League event? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. But that's what we dealing with. That's what we're actually dealing with. Grown men wanting to, longing to see two grown men get into a physical altercation because of a disagreement. And look, y'all can be on that. That's fine. I'm not on that. I keep telling y'all I'm a nonviolent person. I'll defend myself, but I'm a nonviolent person. So you can say whatever you want to say about me. I'm not getting into a fist fight with Lindsay, with Lincoln, or with nobody else that I don't have to. I would defend myself, but I'm not out here. I'm grown. I'm not out here looking to fight black men, especially old black men. Sorry. Not gonna do it. But they really want that. Like they really genuinely, every fiber of their being would have been like super ecstatic if Lindsay would have swung on me and I would have swung back. Or if I would have swung on Lindsay. Sorry, not doing that. And exactly, Brent. How is there? I told Lincoln this a long time ago. I said, Lincoln, I would never fight you. The only way I would fight you is if you swung on me. But I would never swing on you because it is 100% no-win situation. If I beat your ass, I beat up an old man. If you beat my ass, I got my ass beat by an old man. There's no win in that for me. No win whatsoever. When I get to watch, I beat up Lincoln Ware. You beat up an old man? How old is Lincoln? 78. You beat up a 78-year-old man and you proud of that? Well, I guess not. Hold on, you got into a fight with Lincoln Ware and he won? You got your ass beat by a 78-year-old man? Yeah. There is no win in that for me. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world. No way. But they really wanted to see me and Lindsay fight. I'm not out here to fight nobody. Again, especially not no older gentleman or no older dude. Could you see that? At the Urban League, my friend, Christy Coons, over the Urban League, she's standing there watching me get into a fight with an old man in the rain at a live broadcast with the police right there. What? You ruined my event. Like you put a dark cloud on my event. And I be trying to apologize. Like, I'm sorry, Christy, but the people on Facebook was saying, what? But then we wonder, to bring it back to for real serious, we wonder why it's difficult to walk away. Why it's difficult to de-escalate. Because you got people who want to see it, who are rooting for the violence. Like, be violent. Be violent. Oh, he's scared to be violent. Oh, he a punk. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he that. Oh, he said this. Oh, but he didn't say that. Oh, why didn't you do this? Oh, why didn't you do that? Be violent. Be violent. And then they wondering, well, what's the solution to the violence? Come on. Come on. Right. You don't get points for that. Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to fight an old dude. I don't want to fight a 52. I'm 52. I don't want to fight another 52-year-old dude. Here's my view on fighting. This has been my view for a long, long time. Now, again, I'm not running from a fight because I'll defend myself. But, all right, me and you, Quintano, we have a disagreement. You think 2 + 2 is 4. I think 2 + 2 is 5. We vehemently disagree. So we get into a fight, a physical fight. You beat me up. Do you really think that's going to make me now think that 2 + 2 is 4? No, I still think 2 + 2 is 5. I just got beat up. Okay, I beat you up. Do you now have to believe that 2 + 2 is 5? No, you still know 2 + 2 is 4. You just got beat up. And what's the point? What's the point? Unless you're defending yourself or somebody else. What's the point? If we that dug into whatever our position is, what's fighting gonna actually solve? It don't make sense to me. I don't want to get into a fight with anybody. I'll defend myself. But I don't want to get into a fight with anybody. Joe said I don't have to get into the fight with nobody. Joe, don't be out here fighting nobody on my behalf. I can't. Because again, you got like 3 people. And they know who they are. You got like 3, maybe 4 people who just, that's who they are. And then we wonder, guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but there's a really good chance that one of them, not those particular individuals, are in the ear of somebody out there tomorrow shooting. What? You let him say what about you? Oh, I wouldn't let him say that about me. I would pull out my gun and shoot him. They may not say exactly that, but there's always some instigator. Maybe that's a part of the solution. We eliminate the instigators. But you're not going to eliminate instigators because instigating is fun. So I say there is no solution. And Lincoln already said he wouldn't help you. I wouldn't look to Lincoln to help. I know Lincoln wouldn't help. Lincoln wouldn't even help Raven today. You know what I'm saying? How does a woman tell you that she feels uncomfortable with something that a man said to her? And you try to punk her into not feeling uncomfortable. And my advice for Raven, and I'm going to call her and tell her this. You are responsible for your safety. And if you feel like something was an actual threat, you have to take it serious as a threat. Don't let Lincoln or whoever punk you into feeling like, oh, that wasn't an actual threat. You're responsible for being safe. If Lincoln see White Lion on the street doing something bad to Raven, Lincoln ain't helping Raven. Lincoln coming back the next day on his show to tell the story of what he saw. And then when I call in and I say, but I thought you said White Lion was harmless. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know. So, yeah. I wouldn't expect Lincoln's help for nothing. For nothing. Raven shouldn't either. I don't think you can handle the old school players from the Himalayas. They hug you out while cutting you up one side and down the other. Oh, all right. The phones would have been recorded. It most definitely been a Negro moment during a Juneteenth celebration. Exactly. But you got people rooting for that. Like you legit got people rooting for that. And then they be the same people trying to act woke. Like, oh, what are we gonna do about the violence? But they're rooting for violence. Phyllis says, that would not interest me, nor these sad, stupid videos of our people on these video channels just for clicks. Old school, sock 'em, rock 'em, maybe. All right. I'm not sure what that means. Black Lion say, that's why I didn't beat up Lincoln down at Junebug's restaurant. Why let him go? He made the right decision to sit his old ass down because I would have beat you to smacking fire out of him. I told Lincoln, I'm not Black Jesus. You and Jimmy gonna both get y'all asses whooped. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Nathaniel. Yes, agitators are the worst. Yeah, they are. And Elliot says, facts, take every threat serious. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you take it serious, but you be aware, but you just run. I don't know how everything that was said, how it was said, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, because what a lot of y'all don't understand is, especially the person who answers the phone over there at the radio station, there's a lot of conversation that happens on the phone before that person gets on the air. So I don't know what that man done said to her off air. I don't know what he done said to her off air. And to say you gonna come to somebody's house, we don't know. Again, the conversation that's done happened off air might have been threatening and repeatedly in that vein to the point where she feels uncomfortable with him even making that joke. You are stretching it. What am I stretching? What am I stretching? I don't know what you're talking. I'm behind on comments, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. Please tell me what I'm stretching. And you know Lincoln would use his Marine training to help. Lincoln would not help Raven. Y'all don't have to believe me. I'm telling y'all right now. If Lincoln walked out and White Lion, especially White Lion, you really think y'all telling me y'all really believe Lincoln Ware gonna do something to a white man for a black woman? He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't. Lincoln wouldn't watch her get done dirty. All right. Y'all believe, look, y'all know Lincoln better than me. I only worked with him for 21 years, face to face. So y'all know him better than me. We only had conversations for like 6 hours a day for almost 21 years. But I believe y'all know him much better than I do. But I'm telling you. As long as Lincoln has a hot cup of coffee, Raven, good. Lincoln will use the hot cup of coffee to save him, but he ain't using that hot cup of coffee to save nobody else. Well, maybe one of his relatives. One of his relatives. But y'all, look, y'all ain't got to believe me. I'm telling y'all right now what I know. Now, there's a few people. If he saw Black Lion doing something to Raven, he would jump in. There's a few people that he don't like that he would use that as an excuse. But White Lion, he ain't doing nothing. I mean, he might call 911, but he ain't doing nothing. Physically, he's not. He is not. Delete it. Delete the comment. And sometime if you delete the comment, then they be good. So delete the comment. I thought it was kind of funny. You would beat me with the abacus. It was a joke. I understood the joke. You can always call in 513-717-5464. The Buzz Citizen of the Week would be good, probably. The Buzz Citizen of the Week, because, they're all his friends. He might, if it's not a white person, he might jump in and help the Buzz Citizen of the Week. If it's not a white person that he likes. If it's a white person that he like, you on your own. You are on your own. All right. Hold on. I got a call coming in. Excuse me. Caller.
Hey, what's up, E-Man? What it do?
Hey, Black Lion, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you been? I'm already giggling and laughing, thinking about telling you this story. I'm just going to get straight to it.
All right.
I was down at Junebug. And, all of the older gentlemen was there at Junebug and all of the normal. You remember, think about this. When Lincoln used to talk, he used to move his head around like a woman. And we would emphasize on it. So I'm standing there going back and forth with him. I'm like, look at you standing over there with them grown men rolling your neck like a bitch. He went off. If you notice, that was the day he stopped doing it. He never rolled his neck again. Lincoln jumped up and he came running across the restaurant. I'm about to fuck you up. I'm gonna beat you. You gotta say it, man. You got the Lincoln Ware impersonation down. You gotta say it. I'm about to beat your ass. Junebug, they're holding him, pulling him back. And I'm standing there in the doorway like, we can go outside, Lincoln. Outside right here is the back door. So they hold him. No, Lincoln, don't do that. He's pulling on him. Get off me. Get off me. I said, let his ass go. Let him go. Come on, Lincoln, let's go on outside. They let him go. Lincoln looked at them, looked left and right. He went over there and sat back down. And I said, that's what I thought. I went on outside and who was that? Junebug's brother, Howard. He pulled me to the side like, you know, you shouldn't be beating up no old man. Don't beat him up.
Oh, that
I
sounds like
fell
something
out
Howard would say
laughing.
too.
I fell out laughing. Howard was cool. Me and Howard was real cool up until he killed Kabaka Abba. And I can't forgive him for that, but Howard was an okay person until then. But it was hilarious. At least I said, I'm banning you. I think that was my second lifetime ban.
How many times you
But
been
that was
banned
the
for
story.
life?
I don't know, man. By Lincoln, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. I'm gonna tell the story of why he banned me at Union Terminal. He done banned me for life, so fuck it. I'm down at Union Terminal, and they having the exhibit, Race, Are We So Different? So they got all this line-ass information sprawled across the wall, and I'm going through it. So all of the curators, I was talking to two of them, and we walking through from the very beginning, from the beginning of man, from their expertise. So all of the other curators, they start calling him over like, I can't help but answer his questions. And he's saying stuff we didn't know. So we walking around the exhibit, and I'm pointing out all of the flaws in it where you Caucasians came out the Caucasus Mountains. Y'all ain't even got here yet. You ain't even exist. So Lincoln is doing his radio show. He keeps saying, well, Black Lion's here. I don't know what he's saying. And all of the people, all of the workers are with him, and he's saying something to them. I can't hear what they're saying. He kept saying my name over and over and over. So we get done. We finish the whole exhibit. I come over. He like, Black Lion, come over here. So we get to talking. I sit down. I'm talking to him. He says, so what's been going on? I said, hey, you know, Lincoln, I ran into your cousin. He says, well, which one? I got a lot of cousins. I said, well, the cousin that goes to jail a lot. He goes to jail a lot. He says, well, which one? I got a lot of them. I says, well, the cousin that smoked crack. That cousin. He said, well, which one? I got a couple of them. I said, the cousin that when he was out in jail, you went over to his girlfriend's house and had sex with her and got her pregnant, and your firstborn daughter was with him, his girl. He went off. You know the rest, Emanuel.
Yeah.
But that's why he nutted up. Say you banned for life, Emanuel. Say it. Say you banned for life. You banned for life. Get him out of here.
He was
Shut it
super
off.
mad. He was super mad.
Why would you say that? Like, well, that's what you did.
He said, you talking about something that you don't even know about.
He knew it was true.
Like,
That's why his oldest daughter
Just say
is not with
that's
his
not
wife.
true. But yeah, he was mad. What you saying is
He
what
was
was for
heated.
y'all. That is what was said. Now look, I'm not here to say that Black Lion is telling the truth and Lincoln had sex with his cousin's girlfriend or any of that kind of stuff. But the story that he just told about what happened at Union Terminal is almost word for word what happened at Union Terminal.
That's what happened. His cousin was so heated when he realized I was Black Lion, because of course he listened to the radio show. He said, I got something to tell you, and I want you to make sure you tell it to him. I ran into him years later, like, hey, I told him on air what you said. He was like, good, serves him right, dirty dog. Hilarious. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
All right, Black Lion.
Hey, I'll talk to you later.
I appreciate the call. Again, I can't say that what he said is true about the cousin, but I can tell you that was what was said at Union Terminal. And Lincoln tried to cut the mic down real quick when he started saying the cousin who, when he went to jail, you went over his house and then he tried to cut it down. But his mic was still open, so I could hear, so, you know, everybody could hear everything. That is what was said. I don't know if that in itself is true. I don't know if that is true, if he actually did that. I don't know. But I know he was mad. He never did say, which he didn't have to. He never did say that's not true or that didn't happen. He just said, "You talking about something and you don't even know it. You don't even know what he said. You don't even know all of it or something like that." I was like, "Oh," but that was that. And I kind of believe that story, even though I don't necessarily mean Lincoln punked out. I've had an incident with Lincoln where people held him back and then they let him go and he didn't do nothing. And sometimes I think what happens during the holding back portion is he thinks it through. Like, how is this going to end for me? I will have started a fight while at work, or in this particular case, while on a remote. And, the company has strict rules against that. Like, you can't just be fighting people at work. So, he probably thought better of it. It don't necessarily mean he was scared. It don't mean he punked out. Like, oh, I don't want to fight. It was just like, you know what? This ain't worth losing my job over. Let me just sit down and finish my show. So I know Radio 1 was serious about that workplace. I got into an argument with somebody on a remote. They started it. I didn't ignore them. And I got in all kind of trouble. I got suspended. I got, wrote up, suspended, all kind of stuff for an argument with somebody on a remote. So yeah, now they don't play about that. So he probably just thought better of it and said, you know what? It ain't worth losing my job over. It ain't worth losing my job over. So it don't necessarily mean that he punked out. But all right, y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. Take myself a little break, finish these, go to Bible study, and then finish these shirts. So that's that. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I am tired. I'm gonna show y'all. I was working. If y'all can see all this ink on my shirt, just look a mess. Cause I've been in here working. I had to reclaim some more screens and all of that kind of stuff. This shirt is no more good. This is now my official working on shirts shirt. That's what this is, because this stuff don't come out. It don't come out. Again, I appreciate y'all. Let me get out of here. Hopefully, I'll be wearing that shirt tomorrow. And hopefully y'all like it. It's a design it's just a real simple design I came up with. Hopefully y'all like it. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. My name is Emanuel Livingston. My title is the King of Talk. Again, rest in peace, Doris Carter. I'm going to miss Doris Carter. I'm going to miss Doris Carter. And I pray that, her family moves through this terrible tragedy. It feels tragic to me. So I, hope they move through it and, that they are strengthened to make it through. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.